Welcome to Winie Student World. My name is Winnie. I am the lead content creator at Winie Student World and Winie Student Recipes. Welcome. Thank you for joining me today. I know it has been a while. I'm so sorry. I disappeared for like a few months, but right now I'm back and I asked for questions on my Instagram page, and some of you asked questions that I'm going to be answering today, and I'm also going to tell you some things about myself, so don't go anywhere. This video is going to be very interesting and will hopefully make you laugh, and you can play at the background while you're doing stuff or whatever. Just welcome. Thank you for hanging out with me today. Don't go anywhere. First question is from Amy ERC35. I hope I'm saying that right, and I'm using my phone because that's where the questions are. What is or was your PhD project about? I'm in nursing research too. Always fun to learn about each other's work. Absolutely. Hey colleague. For those that don't know already, I'm a nurse and I just completed my PhD a few weeks ago. So for my PhD project, my topic was the factors that influence proactive HIV testing among youth, and for that it was actually a very interesting dissertation, and I'm going to talk about that in details in another video for people that are in PhD or master's program and that are thinking about, research ideas and things they can do for their thesis or dissertation. I'm going to talk more about that, but just to kind of summarize, I looked at the factors that make young people decide to go on their own to test for HIV infection. And I mean, it was really interesting. The findings that I got, the going out to collect my own data actually was the highlight of the whole thing. I think I went through a doctoral program kind of being, okay, yeah, this is how it goes, okay, this is how it goes, okay. But then when I actually went on the field to collect my data, it was a whole new experience, and I got that feeling of, wow, this is amazing, during my dissertation, which is, I mean, the writing part is painful, no doubt about that, but the data collection I enjoyed. So I hope that answers your question, Amy, and please let me know also what you're doing. We can bounce ideas off each other. It's actually really exciting to meet other people that are nurses and nursing researchers. The next question is from Chisom Ojuku. Your name, how do you pronounce it? My full name is Oluwamuyiwa Winifred Chimdia Adebayo. My first name was given to me by my dad, and it actually means God has brought this, and the history behind the name. So my mom's version of it is that if you're Yoruba, I'm Nigerian, so if you're Yoruba, you would know that Oluwamuyiwa is a masculine, in quote, name. My dad gave me the name from my understanding before I was born because he thought I was a boy. But when I came with all this fabulousness, they decided to keep it. And I think a lot of people are breaking the gender stereotypes behind giving people names in general. Like, I have a friend that's a man whose name is Blessing. Hi, Blessing. And I can imagine the kind of questions he must have gotten from that name. So a lot of people are actually moving away from the gender stereotypes attached to names. I know my mom told me one time that if you like the meaning of a name, why not give it to your child? Like, not necessarily, oh, this is a male name or this is female name. But anyway, that's the history behind it. So you can tell that I have been an amazing contradiction from birth. All this fabulousness. Just joking. For Winifred, I think my name was after Winnie Mandela, which is really, really cool. Like, it makes me feel like a superwoman or something. So I have all these great stories behind my name, which, puts pressure to be amazing, if you know what I mean. Oh, I'm kidding, but yes, I hope that answers your question, Chiso. And the second question is, what's the dream for Winie's Student World, the big picture? So Winie Student World is it's a platform and a community for students, young people, professionals, and it's a lifestyle guide. So what that really means is that I share tips about living as a student, living as a young person, career tips, and food. I mean, I'm really passionate about food, and as someone who has been a student for like the last 8 years, I know the pressure that comes with, not knowing what to cook, or not knowing how to manage your money, or different things. And my goodness, there are so many things that period of time where you are a student, especially an older student, so in university or beyond, and trying to figure out life as a whole, it's not easy. So Winie Student World, the dream behind it was actually to create a place for people like me to come and get resources that will help make everyday life easier for them. And honestly, the dream for it is really big. I hope that one day I will have a head office. I mean, it's going to be really big online, but I also want a physical platform that would cater to different needs for students, whether it's looking for schools, scholarship applications, linking them to jobs, like pretty much a one-stop shop for people that are young, in school, and figuring out life. And it's kind of a lot to talk about, but that's the big picture behind it, and that's the dream. Third question is, does your family, parents especially, know about Winie Student World, and what do they think? Okay, so as a Nigerian, right, in general, there's that pressure to focus on something that is serious. Don't be wasting your time on anything that is not going to pay you at first or pay you immediately. So there's that push for, do the serious careers like doctor, lawyer, engineer, and those are like kind of African, I guess, stereotypes that are, I mean, they're true, they were true for a while, but they're changing. And so to answer this question, I'm going to share an experience. The very first time I started writing, or I wrote for a bigger platform, this was Bella Nigeria, and I think this was about 4 years ago. I was so nervous, so I wrote the article and it was published, and I didn't tell anybody about it. Well, I didn't tell anybody. I didn't tell my parents, I didn't tell any of my family members or nothing. I was really nervous about what the reaction was going to be, because I mean, think about it, this time I was in my PhD program, and there's that, you have to read, you have to work hard, and then I'm here writing articles for people that are not related to my PhD program. So I was really nervous about it. And my dad called me one day and asked about an article that he saw and who wrote it. And that was the article that I wrote. Hey! If you see the fear, it's not like I'm not afraid of my parents or anything, but I was really nervous about what the response was going to be. Like, for like a split second, I thought about, should I say it's me or should I not say it's me? But anyway, I ended up saying that it was me. And he was so proud of me. He ended up sharing the article with like his colleagues and all the articles I wrote beyond them. I mean, my mom is my biggest fan. I bounce ideas off her. So to answer Chisom's question without actually digressing, they are pretty supportive about it. Not pretty, they are very supportive about it actually. They encourage me. They don't always understand what I'm doing or what the big picture is, but they support me regardless. I remember when my phone got lost in 2016, I traveled out of the country, and on my way back I misplaced it somehow. And I was talking to my dad, and my dad said, he was empathizing with me about the loss of the phone, and he said, your pictures for your blogs, I'm sure you must have lost all of them on your phone. And when I tell you that this just melted me, like I wasn't even thinking about all the pictures for my blog, but the fact that my dad brought that up, it just kind of, I mean, it really made me feel good. If you're watching this and you're thinking about doing something that is not necessarily common, or you're not sure how it will be received, all I'm going to tell you is be passionate about what you're doing and put your best into it, and the people that love you would see that you're good at this and it makes you happy, and they're going to let you be you. I hope that answers your question. Besides Winie Student World, what do you do? I was a PhD student. Now I got a new job as an assistant professor. I'm also a nurse. So I'm a nurse, I'm a researcher, I'm a teacher, I blog at winniestudentworld.com. I create videos and recipes on my YouTube channels. So yes, that's all that I do. And the final question from Chisom is, has number 4 ever clashed with Winie Student World? Yes! Yes! You know, all those times that I disappeared, it was because school got overwhelming for me and I couldn't combine the both of them together. Or like, you know, timing and everything just got really tight for me. And even starting this, I remember when this year started and I was like, okay, Winie, you're passionate about this, you like this, you need to really, you know, do this well, and you can't let your job suffer. You understand? I also do like and enjoy my job, so I can't jeopardize that for, you know, Winie Student World. And so it has clashed in the past, but I am taking steps right now to make sure that that doesn't happen this time, because this makes me happy and I have been able to touch lives from doing this, and I don't want to stop and I don't want to have to give it up. So yes, it has clashed in the past, but I'm hoping that this time around it doesn't, and I'm able to be the best in everything that I do. Victoria, say, how do you deal with your blogging life and your everyday busy life? I don't know, Vicky. I wake up every day and I just do my best. Like, some days are harder than others, some days are easier, some days I have more to do, some days I have less to do, some days I'm pumped and motivated, some days I have to push myself. So I take it one day at a time, and what really keeps me grounded is my faith. So I wake up in the morning and, believe it or not, I pray about the things that I want to do. So I'm like, okay, today, God, I want to film a recipe, I want to film this, I want to write about this, and I want to work on this paper, I want to do this presentation. And I started doing this and I noticed that it was working for me, because in a way it's like, okay, even when you plan to do this, just praying about it makes it all the more serious for me. Oh, my hair got loose, but it's okay, we're just going to, you know, roll with it. So yes, I just take it one day at a time. And another thing that I'm doing is structuring my time. So actually having time allocated for things and not letting one thing eat into the other. So if I said, okay, between the hours of 10 a.m. and 12 p.m. I'm going to film a video, that's what I'm doing. And if I say between 1 p.m. and 3 p.m. I'm going to work on the paper, that's what I'm doing. Like, not allowing filming the video to go from 10 to 3, or not allowing writing on the paper to, you know, eat into some other things. And so sometimes just being able to structure your time helps with doing that. The other question is, what or who inspired you to start Winie Student World? I've already answered the big picture, but the what is international students. So I am an international student in the US, and I know that that's a unique group of people and we have unique challenges. So being an international student and just relating with other international students motivated me to start Winie Student World. Really, that was what drove me at first, and then as I started, the picture got bigger and bigger. Also, were there negative vibes that you felt when you were going through your courses or getting your PhD? I have a post about why you need to get your PhD. I'm going to put the link in the description box. And when I started my PhD, I think the biggest question was, why are you getting your PhD at this age? Like, is there not something else you could do? Or why not do a master's? Or why not become this? Until tomorrow, there are people that still ask me, oh, are you sure you don't want to do something else? And it's like, there were negative vibes. And oh, the biggest one, I know people that were worried that being too accomplished as a young woman would stop me from getting married. And that's their opinion. And if you're a young woman and you're watching this, please don't listen to any of those things. You have a beautiful life that God has given you, and it is your duty to live it to the fullest. And the man that God has for you would be completely okay and supportive with who you are and what you're doing. Don't let anybody discourage you or tell you that. And so there were different negative vibes for my PhD program, but I also had a lot of people support me. And I think a lot of times we need to focus on the good in what we're doing and what we are going through. Even with Winie Studenthood, I mean, I have friends that have kind of scoffed at me and be like, like just not necessarily being supportive. And it's okay. It's okay for people not to believe in you and what you're doing. It's okay for people not to see your dreams or see the big picture, because it is your dream and your big picture. So if they don't see it, it's okay. And you just have to learn as you grow to keep the negative, maybe take any constructive criticisms that you can use, but focus on the positive and focus on who you are and the things that you can achieve for yourself. So that is all the questions that I had. I was expecting like fun questions, like how many children do you have? Are you single? Are you married? What's your favorite food? What's your personality? Like fun get to know you questions, but you guys just kind of went right into the meat, huh? I enjoyed answering these questions. Thank you to everyone that follows me, subscribe to either my YouTube channel or my blog, and if you haven't already, this is a great place to be. I'm excited about what this year holds. Happy New Year to everybody, and I pray that 2018 is a beautiful year for all of us. Have a beautiful week ahead, and I hope to see you in my next video. So if you want to keep up to date with all my videos, don't forget to subscribe, and also give me a thumbs up if you liked this video. It helps my rating and also my channel as a whole. So thank you so much.